business head and vice president for the industrial vertical for TeamLease. TeamLease as an organization, we have a verticalized structure, and so I'm currently heading the financial services and the industrial services. Currently, we have about 20,000 people as part of our industrial setup with about roughly 300 odd clients. So thanks for joining, into our webinar. And, so our topic for discussion today is around the 4.0 industrial revolution and how it is transforming our workforce landscape. So Mr. Mohanty, as you might be aware of, the fourth industrial revolution, also we call it as, Industry 4.0. It signifies a paradigm shift, marked by the integration of digital, physical, and biological technology. Industry 4.0 is characterized by its significant advances in several domains, like an artificial intelligence, automation, Internet of Things, robotics, data analysis, etc., which build upon a groundwork established by preceding industrial revolution. So, if you look at our preceding industrial revolution, that was more of labor intrinsic, and as we progressed upon, machineries and stuff got added. But, now it is all about the digital transformation which is happening towards the industrial revolution. Now, in the key aspects, if you look at from an industry 4.0, it includes the integration of smart devices, machines that can communicate and collaborate autonomously, leading to increased efficiency and productivity. And the massive amount of data it generates, thanks to all these devices, it enables business to gain insights, optimize processes, and create a personalized experience for customers. So, we deal with, we work very closely with all these new age technology companies, the ones which are into hearables, wearables, mobile technology, etc. I mean, the whole premise of their setup is based on, the whole 4.0 industrial revolution, if you see. So, the fourth industrial revolution is basically reshaping. I mean, while it is improving productivity, it is changing the whole way the whole industrial setup is looked upon. It is also reshaping the job landscape, by automating routine tasks, creating new roles, demanding specialized skills. I mean, the things which probably an average individual learns at vocational institutes like ITIs, etc., diploma holders. Now it's asking for more specialized skills, and raising a lot of ethical considerations. Adapting to these changes also requires a proactive approach to education training, as I mentioned, and the development of skills that are relevant in the context of advanced technologies. So the changing nature of these jobs due to Industry 4.2 necessitates the reskilling and upskilling of the workforce. So, if I have to refer to a McKinsey report, which, was generated, according to them, around 375 million workers, which is about 14% of the global workforce, may need to switch occupational categories by 2030 due to automation. Now, while it sounds, alarming, but then it also creates an opportunity where individuals can upskill, reskill, upgrade themselves, and embrace to the newer technologies which is getting in. So in this essence, Industry 4.0 marks the new era of innovation, offering tremendous opportunities for economic growth and improved quality of life, while necessitating a careful navigation of its complexities to ensure equitable and sustainable development. So with this thought, Mr. Mohanty, let me introduce you once again, and thanks for joining in to this discussion. Mr. Pradeep Mohanty, who is our VP and HR head with Oilmax Energy Private Limited. Oilmax, as an organization, so I think you are with Oilmax with like for the last 5-6 months, and you've spent a large amount of your career working with telecom giants, right?
Right.
Yeah. So just to give a brief about Oilmax, and please correct me if I go wrong anywhere, Mr. Mohanty, but you guys are into an integrated oil and gas business, and where you have a portfolio which is largely into exploration, production, EPC, O&M, and to the gas business.
Right.
Currently, you have your presence in India, Romania, and Nigeria, and right now you are looking at strategic alliances and partnerships in the East Asian, African, Middle East, and Russian regions for both organic resource growth and inorganic acquisitions.
Right, Mr. Chatterjee.
And as I mentioned, Mr. Mohanty, you come with over 25 years of experience, in human resources. Your expertise includes HR operations performance, appraisals, employee engagement, and redesigning and implementing HR policies. And as I mentioned, your prior experiences comes from ZTE, Reliance Communication, and Tata Communication. So, welcome, Mr. Mohanty, again. And so my first question, around the whole Industrial Revolution 4.0 is that, according to you, how is the fourth Industrial Revolution transforming the global workforce? And what are the challenges and opportunities associated with the changing job landscape in Industry 4.0, according to you, sir?
Thank you so much, Mr. Chatterjee, for giving a good background. In fact, while giving the background to the topic, you aptly described a lot of things about new industrial revolution. This is nothing new. In fact, same time, a lot of things new. In each of the industrial revolution, from first, second, third, fourth, a lot of things, actually, a lot of transformation was done, like it happened at each stages. And I think what we are seeing will be quite like dramatic, in sense that the speed at which things will happen, and the kind of volume, like that is quite significant.
Absolutely.
And all these things we are seeing right now, I think in early 80s, when we are in schools,
Correct.
we used to read a lot of books where a lot of futurists, they used to predict a lot of things, and now we are seeing in our lifetime. It's very heartening to see. But contrary to a lot of people who have their like they have an apprehension about future and other thing, I'm quite optimistic, because you, first of all, you cannot stop it.
Yes.
Something is happening, you cannot stop it. You have to take advantage of it. And you have to ensure that all your society members, everybody, they also are equipped to take advantage of it. So that is my primary take. But I'm sure that a lot of displacement will happen in terms of jobs. And that has happened in each of the industrial revolution. So that is bound to happen. If you remember, in early 80s, when computerization was introduced, that time a lot of agitation was there. People who used to use typewriter machine, they used to have apprehension that their job will go. But actually, if you go by the lesson of the that incident, you will realize that actually it is something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
So many jobs has been created, and a lot of wealth has been created. You have to see both sides. Obviously, there will be job displacement. Whatever job actually can be displaced by technology, that will always happen. Nobody can stop it. No regulation can stop it. I am sure that we have to see it as a reality. And whenever any job will be displaced, I am sure a lot of new jobs will be created. But here we have a challenge: how to equip people to take up the new job.
Absolutely.
And second, we have to see a lot of challenges will happen in terms of skill gaps.
Yeah.
So a lot of right now it is time for everybody. from regulation, like government, from organization, from the individual perspective, to see the skill gap people have. So that skill gap will be always there. People who are not equipped to face new challenges, because the speed at which things will move is very fast.
Right.
So skill gap has to be taken into consideration. There will be inequity.
Absolutely.
There will be always. This is about knowledge. People who possesses knowledge, they'll have always advantage over people who have less knowledge.
Absolutely. In fact, sorry, please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead, sorry.
No, you are telling something. Sure.
So I was about to say that, you kind of, directed me to the next question, which I had in the mind was that, so yes, reskilling and upskilling is definitely a very crucial element, for the workforce in the context of this new industrial revolution. But according to you, sir, what are the strategies and the initiatives that can be taken to implement? I mean, if you can share some examples in your current or past experiences where, certain strategies and initiatives were taken to implement, this new paradigm shift which is happening, in the industry. I think that would be a great example to understand how it is important to reskill and upskill people.
So when new technology is coming, so strategy will be always to equip our existing workforce to get the new technology, imbibe the new technology, learn it. And I think now the concept of lifelong learning has to be there.
Absolutely.
So because it is not a one like example in fast revolution, like suppose that continued for 100 years, second one was for maybe 50 years, third one is for 25 years, now fourth one will be maybe 10 years, maybe another fifth revolution will come.
Yeah.
So right now we have to imbibe lifelong learning. That is one thing. And I think here a lot of reskilling and upskilling has to be done. Anybody who is doing a particular job, especially the job which are routine of nature, routine or something is can be actually replaced by machine. Those jobs and job holder has to be identified, and they should be actually they need to be incentivized to upskill and reskill. And in fact, there are three aspects I can see that from. One is regulation aspect, like government, what is the role of government, and what is the role of the corporate and individual. And I think third one also is very critical. Every individual has to take charge of their career, their life, and then only you will have competitive advantage.
Right.
So my take is that skilling and upskilling has to be done at three levels. Maybe government has a big role. Of course, government can actually incentivize the different corporate and individual to take up the self-reskilling and upskilling of themselves. And government can incentivize the corporate to reskill and upskill their employees. And of course, government has a regulation, has to ensure that whatever new technologies coming, these are being imparted at different levels, and there is proper regulatory certification. There is a standard set for each of the courses, and the government has can give a lot of incentive in terms of tax break, and then because this is going to impact every country. More so, we are a country where actually a lot of scopes are there to catch up with the rest of the world. So government has a big role to play because when in this stage, I think every individual will compete with each other, irrespective of their nationalities. And that point of time, I think it is incumbent upon the government to help their citizen to equip so that they can also compete with rest of the world.
Right. And yes, I mean, so while government, in the last, 5 to 10 years is aggressively moving, and things like PLI scheme and stuff is helping, incentivizing corporates, in certain specific areas. But to your, experience, what is your feeler? I mean, uh, are we ready to embrace the new realities? I mean, while at a corporate level, at an individual level, there are certain responsibilities, but from a government perspective, so while there are certain states, which are moving forward, but nationally, what is your overall feeler that, is it enough? Do we need more?
My overall feeler is that government at policy making, they are aware about the challenges. And in fact, if you go by the NITI Aayog initiatives,
Correct,
and different government agencies initiative, you will be really amazed that a lot of things actually proactively they have taken it off. And maybe as in case of all the government schemes, there will be always scope for fine tuning, but I am sure that government is aware, and our policymaker, they have not disappointed us. They have actually thought about it. And if you go by their all the information available in NITI Aayog, you'll realize that they have a proactive approach. I think at different level, they are empowering our center of excellence to impart a lot of trainings. And of course, you mentioned about PLI scheme for the industry. So that is also a very proactive and visionary approach by government to ensure that we are future ready as a organization, as a country.
Yeah.
So I think they are in right direction. Maybe there'll be always case of fine tuning and scope for improvement, but I think direction is positive.
Great. And so, Mr. Monte, according to you, what kind of jobs do you feel are the most susceptible to automation and displacements, due to Industry 4.0 revolution?
I think any job which was of routine nature, that will be always danger. Like in assembly line, you find people actually who do routine job and very stereotype job. Those will be always taken over by robotics. And that is happening in many sectors, especially automobiles.
Correct.
And then normal data entry job, customer service, and routine healthcare job also. These are under danger. But when I see there are other things I'll come to this thing. But all these jobs, like whole aspect of job is not going away.
Correct.
Technology is going to empower these job holders, and the nature of job holder is going to change dramatically.
Correct.
So that means there'll be less people required to do more job. And I think that is one thing. And second thing, a lot of new jobs will come, but other jobs like data analysis, routine maintenance, repair, or any simple financial job, or maybe in banking also a lot of jobs, like especially customer interfacing jobs. I think these are definitely going to undergo a lot of changes. I think all the job holder has to actually upskill, and the organization has to reskill them to face this situation.
Correct. And according to you, so while such a revolution is definitely going to help countries which are highly skilled and low on population, what is your overall summation to countries, developing countries, larger economies like India, or countries in Southeast Asia or Eastern European countries, Africa, etc.? I mean, will there be an early impact, while it will have a long-term positive impact to it, but do you feel that there would be some kind of an early negative impact towards embracing and, such a kind of a setup?
I think compared to advanced country where population is less and people are generally more high skilled,
Correct.
I think definitely that uphill will be felt in other country like where population is more and skills levels are less. In short term, that will happen always. But I think if you see the overall pie of the high tech jobs and other thing, and those country will give definitely strong challenges to advanced country. But I think for normal citizen, they'll be feel the definitely some kind of pain until they actually equipped with the skills. And they are in a position to grab the opportunity that this industrial revolution is throwing at them.
Okay. And, if you look into your magic crystal, Mr. Mohanty, so while you mentioned that there are certain jobs which will get redundant because of the revolution, tell us what kind of new jobs that can get created, probably something which is unheard of, or something which is not very, it's still very niche in nature, but then tomorrow it can become a normalcy of sorts, according to you.
I think during your introduction, you had mentioned very clearly that a lot of data is going to be generated.
Correct.
So I think from there, you can actually see a lot of profession that deal with high-tech data. Right. Those new jobs will be always in demand, like data engineer, data analyst, then machine learning engineer, IoT engineers, and of course, artificial intelligence ethics person, robotic engineer, renewable energy engineer, then digital marketing, new city, like smart city planners, then chief data officers. So a lot of new jobs will be always there. So engineers who deal with IoTs or AI, a lot of new jobs will be always there, and I think they will be very critical for making this transition to ensure that we also face fourth industrial revolution in a very positive way, and those jobs will be always there will be enough jobs actually. In fact, so many jobs are not there that will be always created.
Great. And specifically to your industry, which is into oil and natural gas, is it also impacted with this revolution?
I think we are not isolated from anything that will happen. So we'll be impacted, of course, we'll be impacted very positively because right now in India, oil and we actually import almost more than 50%, 70% energy from outside. So that way we are actually as a company who are into exploration and production. So we are in a sweet spot, like because we are importing as a country, but we as a company is trying to explore and produce. So that way we have a lot of scope. So whatever impact will be there, it will be only positive for us. I can see it is only positive.
Great. So I think it's a great insight, Mr. Mohanty, and while there are fears, but then your comments and your opinion has been extremely positive, and I think yes, I totally agree. The whole challenge here right now is that the large population, how we can upskill them. I mean, So while India as a country has taken the advantage of our education system, and how our education system transformed, our kind of population, which grew up in the 70s and 80s. I think the next part of the thing will be how we can upskill and upgrade, because, a regular graduation or a post-graduation may not be enough to fulfill the kind of requirements we have right now. So I think it's a great thought, and it's very positive and very encouraging to know that it will have a positive impact on our overall ecosystem as an economy, and that will give that required push to where we are aspiring to go, maybe in next 5 to 7 to 10 years. So with that, thanks, Mr. Mohanty. Thanks for joining us for this lovely discussion. Very insightful. And we really look forward to having such conversations in future as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chatterjee, for your kind word and for having me. And I really enjoyed our discussion. I think I also look forward to similar discussion in future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.